Welcome back to the 5am Files, and today we're going to talk about defining hard work. So obviously everyone is different, as we know, and everyone perceives hard work differently, as well as, can commit to a certain amount of hard work depending on their own limitations. But regardless of your limitations, there is a limit to how hard you can go. So let's say it's me and a colleague. We both might work hard, but hard work to us, my hard work might be different from their hard work. It's a thing of perspective, and life differences. Like, hard work for me is obviously different than hard work to David Goggins, because David Goggins would be on another level. Or hard work for me compared to hard work for my grandma is different, because there's also different levels. I would be, more extreme than my grandma. And, that's obviously relatively normal, but we still need to find a definite word for hard work. Now, if normal work was to do and get the job done at the average base rate, then that's work. So hard work, would be pushing the limit of the average, doing above more than the average, doing higher difficulty than the average. All right. So hard work is still doing more than what is necessary. And doing more than what is necessary is required in almost everything that you want to achieve that involves hard work. So in our definition, regardless of who you are, regardless of your history and your experiences, the definition stays the same, even though the limitations and levels might be different. So, like I said, work to anyone is the average base rate of the work. The average base rate, the average level, no matter where you are, right? It's like school, okay? There's the average base rate. Sometimes some people, there is expectation. Sometimes people have to work harder to reach the base rate because their brain functions. But it's still depending on, they're still working hard. They still have their base rate. So working hard is above their base rate, even if they're slower mentally. Okay? There's a base rate for them. So, going above and beyond at a higher difficulty of the base rate is hard work. And that is the definition of hard work. So, therefore, there is no excuses for anyone not to work hard. You have your set base rate, but just because your base rate might be lower or higher than someone else's doesn't mean you're working hard in general. Okay? Your base rate is your base rate. Regardless, you have to outperform with higher difficulty and higher perseverance, exceed your base work to work hard. And everyone has to do that if you're really willing to get whatever it is that you want. Work hard. And that is the definition of me breaking it down, so there is no excuses, okay? There's no excuses of whatever your fucking life story is. Everyone has a base rate, whether it's high or low or the same, okay? It doesn't exempt you from working hard, because obviously everyone's hard work is different, but you're not exempt to this shit. No one's exempt to hard work. It might be different, but you still gotta fucking do hard work. Alright? So, reality check. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for the next day of the 5M Files.